Tonight, I'm talking to the Washtenaw County Sheriff, now clarifying her social media post about reports of ICE enforcement at school bus stops in Ypsilanti. Sheriff Alicia Dyer took to social media again after talking with ICE and determining what did and did not happen on Tuesday. At the same time, Ann Arbor leaders working to introduce a resolution to block ICE from non-public spaces on city property. Tonight, I'm hearing directly from the sheriff to clear the air, the mayor of Ann Arbor, a legal expert, and a concerned resident about ICE enforcement in the community.
Why post about it before all of the information came to light?
I'm glad moving forward that we have an established communication channel when needed, with leadership within immigration enforcement, because there was so much fear and calls we were getting from the schools. I felt it was really important to make sure the public knew that they were not on any school property and they weren't on school grounds. And then, all of the reports that they were near bus stops or there was enforcement activity happening on, near communities where school kids might be getting dropped off. I felt that it's important to validate that those were concerns.
Sheriff Alicia Dyer telling me she still believes in importance of communication, which is why she returned to social media to update the public once again, this time saying ICE officials told her they have not and will not conduct operations at school bus stops nor at schools. And they say while they did detain several people who immigrated illegally in Ypsilanti on Tuesday, there were no kids present. In the meantime, in nearby Ann Arbor. When ICE says we are doing our job by removing those who are here illegally, what do you say?
That is not what they are doing.
Mayor Chris Taylor telling me in an exclusive interview, a resolution will be introduced Monday to keep ICE out of non-public spaces on city property. Those include anywhere keycard access is needed, certain offices, parts of police and fire stations, and city-owned lots that could be used for operational staging.
If a member of the public can come into the space, like a lobby, for example, like we don't have the legal authority to restrict access to that. But backstage and offices and the like, those are areas where the public cannot come because those are non-public areas.
You support more limitations on ICE?
Yes, I do, because of the fact that they're killing people now. Before 2 people got killed, it was a different story with me.
But critical of that concept is State Senator Jim Runstead of White Lake, who tells me
the federal government has the right, these federal enforcement officers have the right to go anywhere in order to do their jobs.
I also asked legal expert and former federal prosecutor Adam Wright why he believes Ann Arbor could be on solid legal ground.
If it is only relating to non-public areas that you or I wouldn't be able to get into without some special reason, the court is more likely to find that as the government simply managing its own property.
Now, the sheriff of Washtenaw County says when addressing issues, she would be more concise in the future before all the facts come to light. In a statement, a spokesperson for ICE telling me there were no kids around on Tuesday when they detained several people staying in the U.S. illegally. Again, their message is that they do not target schools nor bus stops. Carolyn.
Wow, so many differing opinions. Thank you, Simon.